Yo, what is going on, guys? Matthew V. Haynes here, aka the Clock Master. So this video is another list video like all the other list videos I've done on this channel, but this time it's going to be about anime. So as you read by the title, this video is for people who have not seen anime before. They've been debating on whether they should watch it. They've been questioning themselves and judging other people like, yeah, this guy's watching anime. He's a dork, he's a dweeb. I don't know if I'm gonna like it. This video's for you guys. Now, I know anime is one of those things where it's like, it's kind of hard to get into. Some people don't like reading subtitles. Some people don't like the, the over-exaggerated, voice actors or Japanese voice actors or people doing extra crazy things. But I guarantee you, this list might convince you, especially if you're subscribed to my channel, you're most likely a superhero fan. So this might help in some type of way. Alright, we're gonna just jump straight into this thing. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. Let's go. First, we're gonna start off with My Hero Academia. You guys, if you have not even watched anime, you've most likely heard this anime before. This anime is about a superhero, or more or less a main character by the name of Deku or Midoriya, and he's on this quest and this journey to become the _1 hero. Now, why this anime might appeal you is that, of course, you have superheroes. What's better than superheroes? You have a Superman-like character, I can't even speak character, a bunch of other heroes that have different abilities that come from different physical things called quirks, people flying, jumping, all kinds of stuff. So a lot of the fight scenes are really cool. Compelling story for most of the characters, and unlike a lot of shows, side characters happen to be very interesting in this show, and I find myself personally liking a lot of the side characters more than I do the main character, Deku. But that's just me. If you guys can't handle the sub in this and you don't like the subtitles in the Japanese thing, you don't feel like reading, this actually has a pretty decent dubbed version on Funimation, English version. So if you can find yourself the English version of this show, I guarantee you can watch this on Hulu. If you guys have Hulu, you guys can go watch the English version of both seasons, of all 3 seasons actually, is right now on Hulu, Funimation, and all other places where you get your anime. Not to mention, you have a superhero school, a superhero agency, a ranking system. All those things make it very, very cool and enjoyable to watch this show. It's definitely one of the more easier animes to get into. And when I found myself, because I used to watch anime a lot when I was in middle school and I stopped watching it over time, I was trying to get back into anime, and I started back with My Hero Academia, and it just spiraled me back into watching a bunch of stuff I haven't seen and missed over the years. It's a very easy anime to get into. Highly recommend it. Alright, we spent enough on that. The next one obviously will be another big one, and this one is a legendary one, and this one is Naruto. Now, if anyone knows me, y'all know, man, I love Naruto. I love part 1 when he was a kid. I love everything in Naruto Shippuden leading up to the ending. Some of the movies are really cool. But what's cool about Naruto, and besides all the cool action, and guys, I'm mentioning a lot of shonen anime here, so I'll mention a couple animes or 2 different types of animes that are not entirely action-based if action is not your thing. But Naruto, you have the fighting, you have the cool hand signs, the jutsus, the chakra, and all this kind of cool elements that make this show very enjoyable to watch. But not only that, you have very deep stories with certain characters. A lot of people don't realize that most animes, especially like this, have very good stories. And if you're a story-driven person, Naruto definitely has that. You follow the main character, obviously, by the name of Naruto Uzumaki. You follow his journey onto becoming the Hokage, the most powerful leader and the most powerful ninja in the entire village. Naruto faces a buckload of troubles and struggles on his way to becoming the Hokage, and his journey to becoming the Hokage, he faces a lot of things. And those who've already watched the show, you already know what I'm talking about. This show gets very deep. I found myself crying a lot during certain scenes that were very emotional. And now that I've finished it, I wish I could just watch it all over again. Haven't not seen it. It's a very good anime. Check it out. Third on the leaks is another big one that I'm pretty sure 99% of you guys have heard, and that's Dragon Ball. Now, whether you choose to watch Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Z Kai, Dragon Ball Super, just don't watch Dragon Ball GT. We don't talk about Dragon Ball GT. It's not canon. I don't care what anybody says. We're not going to talk about that. But Dragon Ball, again, is another very simple anime to get into, especially if you like action, especially if you like fighting, you like epic moments. Dragon Ball is where to go. If you guys don't feel like watching all the older Dragon Ball episodes like me and a lot of other people did, you guys could watch Dragon Ball Super. It's basically a rehash of a lot of things, a lot of characters. It's basically just got rebooted. The story just kind of got rebooted in a way, I guess. And you can watch Dragon Ball Super and watch it there. This is the one anime that I do recommend you watching, or I prefer watching with the English dub instead of the sub, because I personally just don't like the voice actor or the voice actress that they chose for the main character Goku. I can't. I mean, I grew up watching Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z with the dub version, and my ears just kind of got used to that, so I can't really watch anything else. Again, Dragon Ball, very simple story, follows Goku, and all he does is try to get stronger and just keeps on pushing his limits. He's a very likable character, very positive. There's a lot of positivity in these shows, from My Hero Academia all the way down to Dragon Ball Z. These main characters are just nothing but just determination and hard work, and if you like that, you'll enjoy this. All right, now this one is a more newer anime again, and this is a favorite one of mine, and this one is Black Clover. It follows a very similar pattern to Naruto and My Hero Academia and a lot of other animes that are coming out right now, but you follow the main character by the name of Asta, and Asta, in a world where there's everything but magic, Asta's the only character that has no magic at all, and he wants to become the greatest leader in the village, or the village, I keep saying village, I'm talking about Naruto, the greatest leader in the entire area, the entire Clover Kingdom, which is the Wizard King. So how does somebody who doesn't have magic become the Wizard King? And that's where you have to watch the show and maybe read the manga if you want to get further on in the story to see what happens with Asta. The manga is still going on right now. There's a lot of crazy stuff happening in this anime, but it's also another good one. There's a lot of funny moments, but the first half of the first story arc, the first part of the story arc of this anime is very deep and it's very, you get to see a lot of growth with Asta, and over time you do see a lot of growth with Asta and a lot of other characters, which are really cool. It's a fun anime, it's different. The openings are by far some of the best openings I've seen in a lot of the anime that I watch. The openings are fire. Now, these two are non-shonen animes. These ones, and I don't even know if you would consider this an anime. I consider this an anime, but this one is Voltron Legendary Defender. Now, if you have Netflix, or you know somebody that got Netflix, or you know somebody that knows somebody that got Netflix, you're gonna have to see this show, Voltron. I got into Voltron sometime last year or last summer, I believe, when I started getting into Voltron, and it's a general audience things, but it also has a very good story. A lot of characters are likable. You get to see them evolve and change and become different people, and the concept of Voltron is very simple in itself, but I would recommend it for new anime watchers or people who are not used to watching animated things in general. It has a very anime or Western anime type style, and with Japanese sub it would sound really cool, but the English dub and the English voice actors they have, I keep saying English dub, it's originally made in English, but the English voice actors they have for Voltron are very talented, very good. It doesn't sound cringy at all. It sounds very likable, and Voltron, it's definitely one of the most I would say underrated, but also very popular amongst the group that really likes Voltron, because anybody who likes Voltron, knows anything about Voltron, will talk about Voltron for ages, like myself. But again, it kind of has like a space mecha robot thing. I don't know if you guys are into that, but I would still check it out because the main characters actually go on certain journeys in this, and you get a lot of space exploration, and it's just a lot of fun, man. Watch Voltron. And last but not least, I'll just mention this one too. This one is not shonen, it's not any type of this thing, but it's also on Netflix, and this one is Violet Evergarden. Now, Violet Evergarden not only has a very good art style, but it has a very compelling story as well. Both the Japanese and the dub version of this show is very good. It's very impressive. The voice actors on both ends do a good job, and do a magnificent job actually, and a lot of the scenes are very emotional. Again, emotion is like one of the main things I'm talking about throughout the animes that I listed here. It's just a lot of fun, and some moments that make you cry, some moments that make you laugh. The character, you move with her. I don't want to share too much of the plot because I would rather you guys watch it yourself and see what happens with the show, because this is one of those shows I just watch without even reading the plot. But if you're not really into shonen and action stuff and you're more into story-driven things, plot-driven things, watch Violet Evergarden. So there you have it, guys. That is my brief summary and list and introduction to those of you who have not seen anime and may give it a shot. Hopefully one of these animes on this list, again, is mostly shonen. I recommend you watch it. Most of you guys watching this video, most likely already seen these animes, and it's probably like, okay, whatever. But I have plenty more animes that a lot of you guys probably haven't heard of, which I will talk about hopefully on the channel. But that's it for this video. Make sure to subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Clockmaster out.